With strengthened principal questions under our belt, let's now turn to look at sufficient principal questions. In these questions, our job is to find a missing fact that would allow a principal to be applied to a given application. Let's start with question identification. The prompt will ask something along the lines of, which one of the following, if true, justifies the application of the principle above? The stimulus will provide two pieces of the principle puzzle, the principle itself and an application containing a judgment. The application may also provide some useful facts, but there will inevitably be at least one missing fact that prevents the principle from being activated, a fact that would provide a crucial link between the principle and the application. Essentially, we're being asked to identify an unstated premise or assumption that would ensure the judgment follows logically. In other words, something sufficient to guarantee the conclusion. Let's walk through an example to see this strategy in action. Suppose we're given the following principle. Any Star Wars fan with a VIP ticket to this week's Comic-Con will attend the event wearing an elaborate Star Wars costume. An application would present us with an example, such as Taisha is the biggest Star Wars fan I know, so she'll definitely be wearing an elaborate Star Wars costume when she attends Comic-Con this week. Great! The application presents a Star Wars fan who is attending Comic-Con, which is a condition of the principle. The final judgment, that this person will wear a Star Wars costume, is also a core part of the principle. However, do you notice the one element of the principle that is never mentioned in the application? Right, the idea that the principle applies to people with a VIP ticket. We don't know that Taisha has such a ticket. For all we know, Taisha only has a one-day pass and would rather not spend all day making sure her Ahsoka Tano makeup is just right. Without knowing Taisha's ticket status, the judgment in the application is not entirely supported. To justify the application, we would need to know the missing link, that Star Wars fan Taisha does in fact have a VIP pass. By adding that fact to the mix, the application would now be entirely relevant to the principle, and it could be logically deemed that Taisha would be costumed up for the event. So, for sufficient principle questions, be sure to carefully analyze the principle and the application, looking for any element that doesn't line up perfectly.